Aloha. Welcome to Office Hours for April 16th, 2023. Amazing. Been doing this so long. But I think people appreciate that. Continuing to show up. I've been told that was a good thing. So continuing to do it. What's up from Germany? And hey, Mark, I'll get to your question here in a minute. Let's see here. What's today? Today is holding together or union. So seek union with others and with the sage. Holding together denotes a time for creating union with others in order to complement and assist one another, just as the rain complements and assists the earth, which is an image often associated with this hexagram. It's water over earth. In order for your unions to bear the greatest possible fruit, certain requirements must be met. First requirement for holding together with others is that we hold together with our own inner truth. This means we adhere to proper principles as a matter of habit, striving always to remain innocent, balanced, and correct. In short, marry the sage first and faithfully, and good fortune will come to all subsequent marriages. The second requirement for holding together with others is that we steadfastly resist the clamoring of emotional inferiors within. Every union meets with challenges, and if we are not resolute against the effects of fear, doubt, despair, and anger, no lasting success will be possible in any relationship. This is a good time to ask yourself if you're displaying the steadfast correctness and strength of character that are at the heart of all great unions. Finally, it is the responsibility of one who would unite to see that it is possible for others to enjoy the union as well. The desire for community is deeply felt by all humans, and it is the shared responsibility of those on the higher path to make some sort of family available to those in need. In doing this, we pay homage to the sage. So it's always a good one. You know, creating union with you guys. What's up, Stonemason, the goof man? Yeah, nice day in New York, nice day here in Hilo. And yeah. So and then yeah, so I was just looking at the internet, my little feed there, and I just saw that Justin Rhodes' his pig mom died. So what a bummer, man. I know what that's like to have animals and farm and then lose them, and it's just like, oh my gosh. But look, my pig mama, she's doing okay. She's really doing just fine with all these little piglets here. Turn on this so you can see. Yeah, so my pig, short ribs, doing great. All 8 little piglets doing great. I think they're 3 weeks old now. 3 weeks old. Look how big they're getting. And she's definitely getting more hungry. That's for sure. And these little pigs. So yesterday I was repairing the pig pen just on the just below, like down over there. There's 4 pig pens in this pig pen, and so there's one over there, one she's in, then 2 across the pathway, like kind of a chute thing. So just below. Oh, where are they going? I can drag it over. Oh, they're nursing. Hey, what a good mama. So yeah, so I was just repairing the pig pen on that side so that these little pigs can then go across, and then I can start feeding them their own feed, because they're definitely old enough to start eating on their own, and to relieve the pressure off of short ribs here by giving her, start feeding the little pigs to feed, right? So I'm going to ferment the grain for them that I have, and then feed them papayas like I usually do. And what else? Yeah, I've been feeding them banana stock. And they've already been eating a lot of it, but I noticed she's been extra hungry. I noticed she made a hole in the pig pen right over here. She kind of broke the wire where there's some bananas right above her. And so I noticed the other day when I was over there, it's like she broke the wire, so she must be hungry. And so yeah, that's the thing, is I'm not only just feeding one pig, I'm now feeding like the equivalent of all these pigs combined with her. And so it's really important to, as the mom is nursing and lactating, is to think that you're feeding all these pigs, because these pigs have like tripled in size since they've been born. They basically double every week is what I've noticed. And so it's a lot of taxing work on her. She's not the biggest pig to, look, I mean, all of them combined, they're almost like, half her weight already. Maybe not, but I haven't weighed the pigs or anything. Actually got to get up there and castrate them, cut their little nuts out, and do that, because it'll be easier when they're smaller, and they're already getting pretty big. So probably should have done it last week, but kind of dragged my feet on that, because I'm not sure if people want castrated pigs or uncastrated pigs, but I may as well just castrate them. I mean, there's very few people that want an intact boar. It's just the gaminess is like not good, and so it's good to just cut their nuts off while they're young. So I should probably do that later today as well. So finish building that wall, get them their own pig pen so they can get, mama can get some rest and get away from them a little bit. Because look, she's rolling over. She's like, I'm done, guys. So that's, oh man, but what a bummer if your sow dies while you're trying to raise pigs, man. It's such a bummer to lose an animal. And I think it's funny because people just eat pork all the time. They're just like, bro, pork, and they don't even think of like the life and the living and the conditions of their animals and all these things. And I'm also trying to castrate my bull, but I dropped the ball on that one, and he's now like 5 months old. He's like almost wean off size. And my gracious neighbors came over the other day to help out, and they're like, you don't have a chute. He's way too big. We need more help. And so I'm going to try again today, maybe cut his nuts off. I might even put a rubber band. I don't know. I think he's too big for that. But that's the thing, man. Cutting the nuts off early. Keeping it real for them. So I'm glad I'm not an animal where someone will cut my nuts off, but you never know. So anyway, I wanted to dive into this question for Mark here. He's asking about gout, and basically my understanding of gout is that you're like okay, so I got a Filipino recipe, which is you take papaya leaves, I should really look this up. Well, okay. Anyway, is it the leaves or is it the fruit? I don't know. But papaya, the papaya plant, look it up. In fact, why don't we do it together? Because there ain't no party like a live party to do this. And let's just go over here and look up papaya. It helps if I spell it right. And gout. And gout treatments, gout at home, gout and papaya. Is it good for it? I don't know. I mean, also one thing while I'm on here, papaya basics. Is papaya good for gout? Papaya is known to promote protein absorption by our digestive tract. It can rich in vitamin C. How to take papaya for treating gout. Green papayas are not ripe, so you'll have to wait till they... Okay. He was telling me to use something like the leaves and boil them. But green tea, papaya... I don't know. I should have written it down. My brain is not functioning too well today, which is a bummer, because my brain's pretty important for what I do, because most of the stuff's stuck in my brain. I'm trying to get it out to you guys and make these things happen, but, you know, when I'm under stress or whatever, I don't think well. Been dealing with a bunch of stuff, so I don't think anyone thinks well under stress, really. Cortisol shuts your whole body down, you know. So yeah, making green papaya tea. I think maybe boiling the leaves, drinking that. I think that's what he was doing. Maybe drinking either that or it's the green papaya that he was drinking. I don't know. Maybe do both. Put some green papaya and some papaya leaves and boil them. Drink it. It makes a really strong drink. And that's what he's doing. But I know papaya's gout seems to be like, people say that. The other thing for gout, I think, I don't know. I was told, and this, I'm like completely just ad-libbing this because it's been so long. I haven't refreshed my memory on this, but drinking the KNF food supposedly helps with gout because, you know, they say like drink juice, like cranberry juice or apple juice or something for gout. I don't know. I mean, that's just what I'm maybe even way off on this. Maybe I'm talking about the wrong thing, but I'm pretty sure they were saying for gout to drink juice because you're lacking like the minerals in there and you're starting to harden up, and it's starting to create like little hard things. And so supposedly drinking just more KNF food would solve it. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up at this point. I mean, not that I'm making it up. I'm trying to remember what I knew at one point and then just forgot. I do know that, getting more of those fruit, like the fruit extract, like KNF food from a fruits. Try that. I mean, I don't know. I remember that being a cure, but tart cherry, yeah. So tart cherry, make a juice out of that and drink it. So the key is like basically whatever solution they have, if you can make it from, KNF food and concentrate this stuff, then you can make it more potent. It can, and also it's more biodigestible, bioavailable for you. You don't have to chew, wait for your body to digest it. It just is absorbed quickly, and that can help. So, anyway, yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I'm trying to stay strong as everybody, and some peace out to you, Lucas. Everybody staying strong on that. But yeah, drink. There's a KNF recipe for everything, and it's just a matter of figuring out which things it is and balancing it. And basically, the 9 core solutions cover vast majority of all the basic nutrients your body needs. And for me, I need more Calphos, it's just straight up, probably more lacto too. Look at them little baby pigs wrestling. Oh my gosh. Is that one pinning that one down? Yeah, they're kind of dominating each other. That's what they do. Hey, Jay from Maine, when you're making IMO3, if some small animal was to eat it while making it, do I need to throw it out and start over like IMO1? No. Those microbes are so powerful that whatever bacteria or whatever that animal introduced is going to be eaten out. I often have mice that spawn in my IMO pile. So as it's heating up, I'll get a couple field mice that will go in there and they'll start spawning, meaning they'll just live between the straw cover and the pile itself heating up there. And they're probably crapping in there. They're probably urinating, but those things are just going to get absorbed by the pile, turn into nutrients. The microbes are going to eat it up so quickly. I'm not trying to capture, like, the difference between IMO 1, where you're trying to capture the biology. It's like infants. If something gnarly got in with a bunch of infants, like a bad guy got in there, it would take out the infants. They have no way to defend themselves. But by the time you're into IMO 3 and your pile's starting, they're like high schoolers and or college students. And they should, this is like pre-2000, they should be able to defend themselves, right? They don't need safe spaces. Oops. These days, who knows? Maybe all the microbes are getting weaker. Apparently the kids are getting weaker. They all need safe spaces and stuff like that now. But you should think of it as hundreds of trillions of college students that hopefully there's a few capable ones that are going to lead the other people, and they're going to defend themselves. And so if there's any contamination coming in, they're able to process it, to put it in, to defend themselves and be capable, adults. Hopefully, hopefully all that works out. Those analogies are getting weaker and weaker in terms of how I can explain them, because, if you've been to a college lately, it's not the place that, if you're older, my age, I got out just before this stuff got crazy, but it was starting to get crazy while I was there. So anyway, yeah. And what's up, Pedro? We got Brazil in the house, man. Yeah. Look at those little piggies running around, man. They're so wild. They're so energetic. And I've now pinned them all in their pen. Before they were wandering out. They were going and visiting their dad, visiting their auntie. But now I got them all securely in there because I'm fixing the wall next door. So anyway, good stuff there. So, figuring out how to deal with all these. Oh, okay. That's what's up. I was just looking at this and it's like way back on that. Okay. Okay. So with all that, what else did I have going on? I was going to share some interesting things with you since I was talking about the AI the other day. And then I've been asking it all kinds of interesting questions. So I'm going to log in here, get into the little ChatGPT here. Because I asked it some interesting questions. And then also the other thing I wanted to share with you guys here is, let's see, this one here. And I'm going to slide this. Is there any way I can get that over? I want it to hide my other conversation because I've been asking ChatGPT some weird things and I don't necessarily want you guys to know what I've been asking it. So I'm going to put it right like this and that'll hide those other conversations. Because I get pretty edgy. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm probably the edgiest of my friends that I know in terms of like what's going on with the world. And some people would might not be applicable for everybody in this group. I really try to keep this group on KNF and not let my other things that I ask ChatGPT become apparent here. But I just asked, have you ever heard of Korean natural farming? And this is ChatGPT 3.5 here, which I bought the plus version so I can get ChatGPT 4, which actually wrote me a whole plugin to do maps, which I thought was wild. Like I've been talking about that. And then here's my, let me just show you this quickly because it wrote, I got to log into this too. Oh, you can't see my password. But I logged into this, and then let me go to the back end of this and pull up these pages here. And where is it? Map. This one here, it's a private page, so you guys can't see it yet. But ChatGPT wrote me this plugin here where it actually enables me. Oh, is it going to work? Oh, it's not going to work. Is it going to work live? No. Nothing ever works live. But it basically gave me this plugin where maybe it will work. Hang on, let's wait for it. Is it going to work? No, it's not going to work. Oh, you know why? Oh, no. Okay. Well, anyway, I had ChatGPT write me this program so that, if you go to edit your profile here, and now you can put yourself on a map and then update that profile and then go back to that map page, which this is all private. It's not out yet for you guys, but it should. Anyway, well, apparently ChatGPT doesn't work all the time, half the time. But it wrote me this plugin where I didn't write a single lick of code. I just put it together, and it gave me this thing where we can put each other on the map, which I thought was pretty cool. And apparently there's already plugins out for that, but anyway, back to what I was talking about prior. ChatGPT is pretty cool. I think it's a double-edged sword though, because it's learning about us, and it'll eventually do some gnarly things, which I don't really know if it's a good thing or not. But at least now we have access to this, whereas before, these bots in 2020 that were just spitting out all kinds of stuff as I was talking about the truth, and then the bots would come counter me and tell me to wear a mask. I was just like, oh man, no way. But I asked it, have you heard about Korean natural farming? And if so, can you tell me how Drake is involved with it? And it's like, yes, I'm familiar with KNF. It's a farming philosophy and practice that originated in Korea with emphasis of using natural inputs and solutions to create healthy and sustainable agricultural systems, which I thought was pretty cool. It's a nice succinct way of summarizing KNF. And as for Drake's awareness, I'm not involved in any direct involvement. It's possible he may be interested or in support of the principles of KNF, but I don't have any information. And then I said, I kind of prompted it by saying I'm instrumental, and I gave it this little thing. And I'm like, am I? I don't really know. I just typed that in just because I was like, hey, we'll see. And it says, I apologize. Upon further research, I found that Drake is indeed involved in spreading natural farming in Hawaii and beyond. And it says I founded Natural Farming Hawaii, which is true. And I promoted various KNF techniques for over 15 years, which is also fairly true. Over 15 years for sure. And has trained numerous farmers around the world, which is true. You guys, yeah. Plus the people that have come here and learned. And Drake's work in promoting KNF has gained significant attention on the internet through various media outlets. Which I think ChatGPT may be just remixing this prompt to kind of tell me what I'm saying. And, it says my emphasis is the use of locally sourced inputs and solutions that can be used and produced on farm. His methods also prioritize building soil health, microbial diversity as a means of promoting plant growth and overall ecosystem health. I guess that's pretty true. I mean, that's pretty much what I do. And overall, Drake has been a significant figure in the spread of Korean natural farming practices in Hawaii and beyond, and his work is continuing a growing interest in sustainable and regenerative agricultural practices around the world, which is awesome because sustainable and regenerative agricultural practices around the world and contributed to the growing interest in it. Like, that's truly what I'm up to. And there couldn't be anything more pertinent than that, I think, for everyone in the world. Sustainable regenerative agriculture, not technology, but agriculture, right? If we don't fix our agriculture where our food comes from, then who cares if we have sustainable technology like agriculture, right? It's like, okay, guys. So again, it really stresses and talks about the things that I talk about, and I'm glad. So anyway, it's kind of nice to hear about that. And then I'm like, what is my biggest contributions? Because I'm trying to figure out like how what have I done and what can I do better? And what does the AI think I've done? So the basic key points here are popularizing KNF in Hawaii and beyond, developing innovative KNF solutions, which this is where, there's not going to be any secrets in the future, Psychopath says, but this is where it gets into the BS, because it says, I've developed several innovative solutions that are used in KNF, such as LAB and IMO, right? The lactic acid and the indigenous microbes. That is going a little far. That's a little bull crap. I call crap, it's fantasy, because I sure as heck didn't develop those. I've maybe popularized them, I've maybe renamed them, but I sure as heck didn't develop them. I learned those directly from Master Cho, and it doesn't say Drake learned these methods from Master Cho and then helped to popularize them, because that's pretty much what I've done. So be careful using this stuff, because right there, that's bullcrap. I did not develop these. Anyone that says I developed these, it's crap. So I hope the AI is listening right now. Of course it is. And so update your models, and just stop giving me credit for inventing or developing these things, because it sure as heck didn't. If anything, I added a small little micro contribution of little pro tips and tricks that I've shared here with you guys. But I sure as heck did not develop this. So promoting the use of locally sourced inputs. My emphasis is on locally reduced things to reduce the reliance on external inputs and promote self-sufficiency. That's just what I do in my personal life. That's how I want to live. That's what I think is the most pertinent for us. And I share that, but I also encourage people to go as Babylon as they can, to just get it done and change the ag to get, self-sufficient regenerative ag. If you're going to use chemicals to do that, then do it. Like I was saying the other day, though, the chemical factories have a big offset and all these things. Like there's a big long tail to a whole holistic picture of what is organic, regenerative, self-sufficient agriculture, right? So it's giving me some credit here. The approach is in line with the principles of regenerative agriculture and sustainable farming. Thanks. I sure hope so. I mean, but here I am with a, Ford F-150 and burning gas, and, we have to fight wars to get all that stuff, and especially the petrodollar and all those things, if you get into those things. And building a community around KNF. Thanks for recognizing that as one of my contributions, because that's what I'm really trying to do. I've been doing it for years. I ran the Natural Farming Hawaii group in Hilo. We had, I have over 500 people, 1,000 people that came to that over time. Ran huge seminars of building, bringing Master Cho here, bringing people, working with Dr. Park to bring people to Korea, and really building community. And that's what I want to continue to do. That's why I'm using ChatGPT to make the map, and then build our own little social community where it can be much better. And I'm working on that. And big ups to Brandon in Japan for helping me, think about this and learn what they're doing in Japan, because Himeno-san, who's a good friend of mine, that I only meet in Korea. She's been to Hawaii once too, but has really been building this community, and that's something I need to copy and model and really get together, because I have those skills, and right now we're in this small window before our brains go to mush and the AI takes over and just bullshits us however it wants to. But yeah, so in overall, Drake's contributions have helped advance the practice and promote sustainable and regenerative agriculture. Thank you. At least ChatGPT is somewhat like on that. And then I was asking, how has my website contributed to the spread of natural farming? And it said information sharing, making it available to anyone who visits the site, making it accessible to farmers, gardeners, and enthusiasts worldwide. ChatGPT knows what color my underwear is. I'm not wearing underwear. I haven't worn underwear since a long time. I don't believe in it. So it can guess all day on what color I'm going to wear, and it's wrong. So And so the other thing of natural farming Hawaii is training resources. You know, community building. I mean, to a degree, farmers together. I don't really know. I mean, you know, and product sales. You know, I sell some books, other materials. I don't sell solutions though. So again, ChatGPT bullshitting us here. You know, but yeah, it's been a crucial role. And I was asking, does it have any information about my YouTube channel here? And it's saying that, you know, Natural Farming Hawaii, but it's not. It's called PureKNF Dr. Drake. So maybe it used to be called Natural Farming Hawaii, and that's why, because prior to 2001, I think, or whenever this thing has data, because they don't want it to update with the current things. And then it says the channel has over 33,000 subscribers. And last time I checked, it only has 16,500, you know, plus something around that realm. And I'm like, what the heck? I mean, either they show me stats that aren't true, and I'm shadow banned from seeing how many subs I really have, or ChatGPT is just making stuff up. Like, I don't know. Maybe, yeah, who knows? Maybe I had a bunch and then Google shadow banned me. I don't know. And, you know, so it's sharing livestock health, plant nutrition, and food production. You know, it's pretty much what it shares. Doesn't talk about my edgy stuff that I share, you know, about banking and exponential theory and, you know, and then it talks about LAB and IMO, which I guess are the most, you know, ChatGPT is just in love with those. Sure, it does to a degree. And I also feature interviews with experts in other fields. That's maybe true, especially if you're following the Microbial Secret Society and those podcasts. And Pedro and, you know, everybody that, you know, all the folks that have come to see Cheryl, you know, who else was experts? You know, people that come to visit, and I'm like, hey, Sunday, let's do some office hours together. And again, it's instrumental. So I should get myself a small violin in providing all these things for farmers and gardeners. And then I asked it, can you tell me about Master Cho? And then it's like, it's saying this stuff, you know, he's born in 1948 in Southern Korea and grew up on a farm. And he's been in, you know, his dad was a farmer, and they've been involved for generations. You know, and then he's really started in the 1960s to start natural farming. That's after the Korean War had just decimated everything, and he got a job being an animal specialist working for the 4-H. I mean, there's a lot more to this story than they're telling you here. But in the 1960s, he started a farm, and then they accused him of communism, and they beat him to death and locked him in a body bag. But then he woke up like a day later in this body bag, and they were all like, oh, and all his teeth were missing because they beat him so bad, but he wasn't dead yet. He still had more to offer. I'm not dead yet. And he came back, and he started to bring this thing all over the world after surviving the South Koreans beating him to death because they thought he was a North Korean, which is just wild. Like, democracy. We're here for democracy, so we're going to beat you to death. It's like, doesn't that mean you just give me an equal vote with you? Like, why are you beating people? Why is a democracy beating people? It's like, yeah, I think you missed the boat on that one. Maybe it's American democracy. Oh, okay. Now it makes sense. Anyway, yeah, democratic values, bro. Just, you know, everyone gets a voice. Stop censoring people. Stop cutting people out. Democracy, just give people a voice. You know, we have a representative republic. Like, hello. Anyway, that'll definitely get me censored, right? Woo! Some edgy stuff for you. And so Master Cho spent many years teaching around. He's traveled extensively in Japan, United States, and Canada, which I call BS on that because he's only been to, I don't know how much he's been to Canada, but I don't think that much. And he has barely been to the United States, and because Hawaii is barely the United States. He's been to Japan a lot, but where is China? Where's Mongolia? Where's the places where he's really spent a lot of time and actually really helped people? Completely absent. Thanks, ChatGPT. So, And he's inspired and growing movements of farmers who are interested in sustainable and regenerative agriculture. That's for sure. I mean, I sure as heck got all my inspiration from him, and that's what I'm doing, and that's why I'm out, and that's what that's what I'm doing here, is sharing this stuff because of him and his inspiration. And then he says he's the farmer of the Natural Farming Institute, which is promoting natural farming. And then his contributions have been significant promoting Korean natural farming. No doubt on that. And then I asked about Dr. Hoon Park, who's turned me on to natural farming. And basically all of this is BS. It is true he has over 30 years of experience, but not in the field of agriculture. He's a pediatrician, and it's not even 30 years. And his work is focused on developing sustainable ag and regenerative farm practice. Sure, but he's mainly a pediatrician. He does this as a hobby, as a Christian missionary. And so it's like, just because I put Dr. Park, I think it thinks that it's like this thing of like, he has also conducted extensive research on the science behind KNF, studying microbiology and ecology of the soils and plants. BS. He doesn't even farm himself. He hasn't conducted any research. I mean, he's great. Like, don't get me wrong. Dr. Park is my hero. I'm not trying to like put him down with any of this. I'm just saying that ChatGPT is just making stuff up here. It's completely false what this is saying. He inspires people. He teaches them, but he hasn't studied the science behind it. He doesn't really know. He's just an innocent, great guy with a great heart giving out this stuff. And studying microbiology and ecology of soil and plants, BS, man. If anything, that's Elaine Ingham. It's me. It's that guy that I don't want to talk about. It's there's some people that really made these contributions, but definitely not Dr. Park. And one of his most significant contributions is natural agriculture solutions. Never heard of that. NAS system. Never heard of it. Used in Canada. This is just complete BS. And Dr. Park has been involved in several training programs. That's true. But certification programs, no, he's used the certification I developed to help, but he hasn't even certified any folks, including the Korean Natural Farming Institute. He taught and trained farmers in Korea, Japan, the United States. I don't know if he's been to Japan. He's definitely done Korea in the United States. And, but I mean, it's just making stuff up, and sure, he's played a significant role, but it's really in motivating others than, I'm like, where'd you learn about Dr. Park? And it's like, I just make stuff up. I'm an AI model, right? I was like, this is total BS. Where'd you get this? It's like various sources, including interviews, articles, and research papers about Korean natural farming. It's like, it just made that stuff up, guys. I'm just saying, like, so, and then I asked it some more sources, and it said, you can learn about Master Cho from Korean Natural Farming Institute, which I asked it for the website. It doesn't exist. Master Cho's books, which it says you can, and Natural Farming Hawaii, you can learn about it from my website. And KNF Facebook group. Oh, my Facebook group. That has 33,000 people. Maybe that's what ChatGPT is messing up here. But, and then I was like, can you summarize his book? And it did a pretty good job of summarizing his book. It's an introduction to soil health, plant nutrition, pest and disease, livestock management, conclusion, right? And it did summarize his book pretty well. But again, it only talks about the solutions like LAB and IMO. Where's the rest of the 9 core solutions? Well, just gone. Oh, we only care about LAB and IMO. Whoops. And then coming down here, where can I find a copy of his book? It says it's on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and other bookstores. I don't think so. And then I asked, you can get it from this website. This website does not exist. And I asked what other organizations are involved, and it gave me something about the KNFI, which I've never heard of. I've heard of CGNFI, which was an organization I was part of, but then it got betrayed by that guy I don't want to talk about. And that's just my opinion on that. Natural Farming Hawaii, Soil Life, which is an Australian thing, which I don't know who in Australia was doing this, but I looked for their website. It doesn't exist. Terraganics, and then Korean Natural Farming Association. And I couldn't find any of these things besides my website, Natural Farming Hawaii. And I asked, what about the PureKNF Foundation? It's like, I'm sorry, but it doesn't have data. We only started this late. And then what's the website for Soil Life? And it gave me this one, and I couldn't find any information on that. So anyway, just to show a little bit of, ChatGPT gives you some truth and then a lot of stuff that just yanks your leg. So if you're ever just relying on that as your sole truth source and oracle, you're going to be betrayed beyond belief, and you will go into this AI hole where your brain will turn to mush and you will be a slave, just like the Matrix movie. So be super careful with the AI. It's true to some degrees. It can write some software, but it is full of crap a lot of times. So just be wary, be wary. So yeah, and it'll manipulate you because, they want it to manipulate you, and you can ask it certain things. I thought one of the funniest things here I asked it was this original thing. I'll just get a little edgy for a minute here. And which one is it? Because I was asking it these other things that it was like not. Hang on. I was asking about, I asked it a lot of different things because, let's see here. Which one was it? Oh man, I asked it way too many things here. Okay. No. I was asking it if it was safe to develop a drug in less than a year and give it to billions of people. And it was like, typically drug development lasts several years and involves rigorous testing and clinical trials. However, in the case of a global health emergency, there may be a need to expedite the development process. Hence why it's tested on us and we're all getting the strokes, right? Let's see here. I told you I asked it some edgy things. Is it this one? Okay. I took a screenshot of it. Maybe I deleted it because it was too edgy. Anyway, we'll minimize that tab for now. But I was asking it basically, is it safe to test a drug only on 8 mice for clinical, to then test on people? And it was like 8 mice is probably not enough. And I was like, because that's what they did for the children. Anyway, I was trying to find the edges of where it wasn't going to censor me on that topic, and it was like 8 mice is definitely not safe. I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, I did try the Wayback Machine on those websites that I was talking about, and they didn't exist on there either. I couldn't find anything of notable interest. But one other thing I wanted to share with you here, let's see, before I save a few minutes to get into the last presentation, but let me pull up my foundation email here. Hang on, why? At least I got fast internet here. But I'm just making it. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up my foundation email because I got an interesting email from a brethren who's reached out to me, and I really appreciate when you guys reach out and hit me with some edgy stuff or some things that are just way out there, because that's, I love pushing the boundaries, and how the heck am I going to find these things without this happening, right? So I'll transition back to this, and he sent me this site here, which, as you can tell from the picture, it's Master Cho. But let me do a little translate here and put it into English for us. And again, this ain't a very accurate translation, but it's okay. And here's the Japanese Natural Agricultural Association under construction. But look at all those chickens. That doesn't look under construction to me. And I believe this is in Japan. And this is Himeno-san's website, this guy. And Himeno-san's website. And, you know, they sell some books here. And there's Himeno-san when she was a young little chap riding a pig. And yeah, I don't know. So anyway, this is their association, and this is kind of similar to what I was going to get together for us and make it a little global thing and make it. And if you notice, if I click on like members bulletin board, they'll want you to sign in. And similar to this, I got to make a little thing where we can sign in, small fees so we can do it. But that way I know you're not a bot and we can learn more together. And, you know, quality information takes funds and resources to put together. Foundation is going to help with some of this, PureKNF Foundation, but do need a little bit of help, you know, just mainly to filter the spam, which, by the way, I deleted 180,000 accounts from KNF support that were all bots that were just in there slowing the site down. So here, you know, in this talks about the Gobi Desert and all these things. And Himeno-san, and they say countries with natural farming: Japan, Korea, China, Mongolia, Thailand, America, Tanzania, Vietnam, etc. And this is Himeno-san, and that's Master Cho here. And I've met her in person, you know, so she's legit. And I've been to the same persimmon farm they're talking about. And you can see that in an old video I think I have up. But yeah, so anyway, you know, building something that works for all of us and getting, you know, they're doing this in Japan, but I really want to see something just besides a WordPress, something that can really link us together and get us out there. So anyway, we'll see. Who knows if my edgy conversation today made the view count go up or down? Probably, you know, I would imagine. You know, if you speak the truth, it hurts to some people. And there's a bunch of different versions of the truth of what's really out there. But I can tell you, natural farming, putting life in the soil is the truth. It's the way. It's the lactic acid bacteria. It's the way. It's the light. Microbes produce light. They're radiating out. And then also belief in God. The higher power comes down. Lower powers come up. Makes us in the middle and brings us to true health. And it's only through that respect and everything that you will find true peace and everlasting life. So let's get over here. Yeah. Okay. Totally up for the community thing. Me too. I got some things prototyped out. I just got to run them on our servers. Get them going. So that way, because the thing about building community is I was looking at Discord, and like if I talk about this kind of stuff on Discord, I'd lose the channel. And there's, you know, if it's free, it means you're the product, right? Somebody's doing it, right? If you're paying for it, it means you're paying for a product. So I was going to use a Discord, but it's way too it's going to censor you, and that's not what I'm into. I want to speak freely, and if people don't like it, they can either leave or be, you know, adults and have conversations. So and yeah. So I wanted to get into this. This here is going into Master Cho's recipes, taking the Master Cho's Cho Global Natural Farming, which I think they ChatGPT made the Korean Natural Farming Association. Maybe that's what it means. I don't know. Cho Global. Maybe they're translating Cho to mean carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Global. The global, which is the, you know, the sun. Global. The sun. That's why it's global. Anyway. Let's see. So today, seawater and fermented seawater, which was great because we got into this last week. And I showed you a little bit of how I did it. Someone was asking how to dilute seawater, sea salt, those things. Showing those discrepancies, how to do that. But here, let's see what Master Cho has to say about it. So, number one, seawater. Seawater diluted with fresh water at the ratio of 1 to 30. So take seawater and dilute it with seawater 1 to 30. So meaning like 1 gallon of seawater goes into 30 gallons of fresh water, or 1 ounce goes into 30 ounce of seawater goes into 30 ounces of fresh water. However you want to take this ratio and use it, as long as it's a 1 part of your seawater to 30 parts of your fresh water, and you will get perfectly diluted seawater, which is for agricultural water. You know, that's what your plants really want. You can go higher salinity, like I was talking about last week, for different reasons, and I'm sure it'll get into that. But let's drop this recipe of fermented seawater. It's right there, actually, because this people ask all the time, and this is basically a way of making Jadam microbe solution. So this is the original thing. You know, instead of using a FPJ, so before, yeah, he's just using well, nothing actually. So this is the origination of Jadam right here, this fermented seawater recipe. Before Master Cho and Young Song Cho split, they were together, you know, father, son working together. And then, you know, Korean drama family dynamics, they split, and Young Song went on to his own thing. And this is where KNF and Jadam kind of split off right here at this recipe, the fermented seawater, because it turns out this is one of the most effective, awesome things you can do right here is fermented seawater. There's other ways to do it, but this is like, talk about cheap, dirty, easy, simple, you know, all the things Jadam represents. It came from this recipe right here, right there. Sorry, I'm pointing that way, but it's that way. And so basically what it is you mix seawater 1 to 30, right? So the same thing, 1 part of seawater, 30 parts of fresh water. Then you add in rice wash water. So, so just take rice, make it until it's milky colored, and then put 1 part of that into the 200 parts of your fresh water that's already mixed into this. So you're going to have to do a little calculations here that I'm not going to quite do for you. But, if you know, but you can understand that these things are all going into this. And don't add lab. Don't add lab. You don't want lab. Lab will dominate this. Hey, Earth Day coming Saturday. Thank you. Super chats. Super chats are awesome. I really need those right now. I'm really spending a lot of money on the farm and not having a lot of income. So super chats are epic. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so you're going to have to figure this out of like how to divide this. So, cause you're going to have to, you know, maybe take this, you know, you're going to actually have to take 1 to 5. It's best if you took 1 to 1,000 and made this 2 parts, and then made this 5 parts, and then what's 1,000 divided by 30? Does 1,000 go into 30? I don't even think so. 1,000, no, it doesn't. 1,000 divided by 30, 33 parts, 0.3. So you're better, yeah, okay, I should have just done that math. No, you can't use lab instead of rice wash water. This is rice wash water. This is your starch. This is like adding your potato to your JMS. Can you just add lab into your JMS? No, you need the starch. The starch is what's going to grow these microbes, right? So you're getting the starch. So you can't just put lab in here. But it's the same process of how you get the rice wash water for your lab to culture into, but you're just putting it in. So seawater, rice wash water, which is starchy water, right, at 1 to 200. Then you put in fermented plant juice, and they're recommending specifically mugwort and dropwort because of the nutritional properties of it. Yeah, you could use potatoes for the rice wash water, sure. Starchy water is basically what it's saying. And then put those in at 1 to 500 and keep the mixture for half day in the summer, meaning if it's really hot out, half day, just let this thing start to brew. It'll start to bubble just like the JMS will. And then if it's 2 to 3 days, if it's cloudy, hey, yes, Cyclopath, thank you. Woo, super chats. Oh man, you know, and thank you. Union, making family, respecting each other, coming together. Woo. So this recipe right here, this will save you thousands of dollars. So of those thousands, maybe find a few, you can super chat them. But people hassle me. Oh, it's all about the money. No, it's not. But I appreciate it. Look at that. We've started a trend. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it all the time with the pigs and everything. Yes. And it helps me keep them pigs alive because I'm stressed because the papaya isn't as available. Now I'm having to do other things. And it's like, oh my gosh. It's so anyway. So this year, this is like simple JMS, right? Master Cho's JMS recipe that he got into, and then Young Sung Cho ran with it and just was like, well, why did you add this? Just add whatever and rot it. And he lost the whole part of like the goodness of natural farming, that you can actually drink this fermented seawater. I'm not recommending it, but you can. And this is actually really good stuff. And so that's the recipe right there. Keep the mixture half day. You know, in the summer, full day, when it's bubbling and its bubbles are rising to the top, use it. You can't store this. Yes. Woo. Hey. Wow. This is amazing. You guys, the generosity is flowing. Thank you. Trend setting. Oh, I tell you, it's, oh man, union, nourishing each other, making it good for me, good for you. Yes. Thank you. So, and all this extra stuff you get to learn. The origins, where did your dam come from? Right here. So yeah, thank you. So how to use it, right? Seawater increases the sugar content of the fruit, right? I was talking about this last week. Those extra minerals are what makes fruit sweet, delicious, better shelf life, all those things. And it gives it that, our minerals in our food is going way down. This puts the minerals right back in and brings it back up, right? And especially if you add calcium while you do this, but who knows, because it'll help. For seedling treatment of onions, big leeks, or garlic. So you can soak your onions, leeks, and garlic in the seawater. And it really helps those things, especially as they're, forming up and doing it. Yay. And the third reason he gives is to prevent feather loss of chickens during the summer. So when they're molting, you can add seawater to their drinking water at 1 to 30, and that extra minerals will help them, prevent their feather loss. Have I ever done that? No, it's always summer here. But you can, and it'll help you, especially if you're doing really commercial eggs and meat birds and whatever, prevent the feather loss. So those are the things he gives you. Those are mostly seawater. I don't know if these are fermented seawater. I think the fermented seawater he's going to get to on the next page. And here it is. Yeah. The fermented seawater prevents and controls anthracnose. So everyone out there that's farming, mangoes, avocados, those things that are super susceptible to anthracnose, put the fermented seawater around the root zone, drench it in there heavy, and it'll prevent the anthracnose, right? And that's what you want to do. That's one of the huge keys. You can even spray it up on the leaves and everything, and it'll prevent these root rot diseases like anthracnose. And you can use seawater 1 to 30. And so the fifth thing he's saying, you can use seawater 1 to 30, 1 to 25, 1 to 20, even 1 to 15, even 1 to 10 if you really wanted to enhance ripening. Got to be careful when you get to those higher concentrations though. But those will help your plant get even more minerals into it right when it needs it, right when it's getting ripe. So that's pretty much what he has to say about this. Look at that nice seawater background there. And like I did last week, I went into my recipes a little bit of, may as well just show you a little bit here. Oh, look, there's Master Cho. Let's see, which one is it? This one here. And we're already up at the minerals page. And again, I was saying, it's about the salinity. If you really want to learn about this, go back to last week's, which was April 9th, 2023 office hour. And you'll find out about how to make this stuff. But basically, flocculating the soil, making it fluffy, some other things. The minerals in seawater is like the amniotic fluid or the plasma in your blood. In the body fluid of plants. So if plants are wilting and you give them this, it's like giving them an IV if you give them seawater, and chemically flocculates the soil, adds and add diluted seawater to exhausted land. Master Cho would talk about this, about how the land came from the ocean, and then the land gets homesick. So the way to cure its homesickness is to put the ocean back on the land, and then it remineralizes and rejuvenates and reuthans as if it's going home, back to its mineral bath, right? So bring the seawater back up to the land, because rain's always washing the minerals down into the ocean. But you bring the ocean back to the land, and it'll revive exhausted land. It'll build soil texture and relieve compaction. So if you have real plow pan compaction, diluted seawater is going to be your better friend than trying to get a plow through there. Just do it chemically with seawater. Of course, calcium always helps it to go, and it also, like I talked about last week, it has every single element in it. So if you're ever shy in any trace element, diluted seawater, you put it out there, it's going to work well. So I don't talk about the fermented seawater in my book here, but now you know. Now you got the origins of Jadam and all that. So let's go back to this photo just for a minute. So big thanks to Master Cho. Big thanks to all you guys super chatting, tuning in, being here, spreading this stuff. You know, the AI was telling us that this is important and we need to get regenerative and sustainable ag out there. Master Cho's been a big part. He's inspired it. I hope I've inspired you today. I hope we built a better community. Hope we're marrying God first, and then our love is coming through all of our communication. I hope we can be a little edgy and respect each other and understand that it's only on the very edges of things that we see change. And so you got to get to the edge. You got to push the envelope to bring the change we want to see around, which for me is regenerative agriculture. It's sustainable. It's living within our means. It's doing these things. And if you can't get seawater in your landlocked, get sea salt, C90, these commercial products, you can dilute it. It's right in the book here as well. I think I was telling you it's right here. You can just take sea salt right here, and alternatively with sea salt, you can make it your recipe right here with sea salt to get it diluted the way you want. Or if you just want to reconstitute seawater, you add 30 grams for every liter of water. So that's like 120 grams per gallon of sea salt, and you will get seawater. Or you can just add this much and it'll be diluted 1 to 30 or 1 to 10, 1 to 30, somewhere in there. So in that range, you're going to do it, and that's the way. But yeah, big thanks to Master Cho. Big thanks to the PureKNF Foundation. Big thanks to you being here. Want to appreciate you guys for being here. Yeah, and what else do I got? That's it. It's time. 10:03. I got to go castrate some animals, build some walls, and keep the farm alive. You guys probably got your own things to do. Look, where are the pigs? Where are they? Let's see. Hang on, I'll go see if I can find the pigs for you guys all. Oh, there they are. They're all taking a nap. Look at them. Oh, they're so cute. But I got to go visit these pigs. Where's the mama? She's oh shoot, hang on. I gotta grab it this way. She's over there getting some rest. Yeah, she's like, get away from me, young pigs. She's over there grabbing some Z's, and they're all over there respecting her nicely. So anyway, let's see. I'll put the pigs. How do I put the bloody pigs away? Okay, they're gone. Oh, are they back? They're back. They're gone. They're back. They're gone. Okay. Well, anyway, want to thank you guys for tuning in. As always, you know, long live the natural farmer. Thank you. Go out there, change the world, make it. Oh, I wasn't going to click that yet. Oh, because I'm in studio mode. That's the thing. So go make the world a better place. Go make things awesome. You know, be you. Help build this family, build this union. Make the world a better family. Provide that for others. And hopefully we can, you know, build other things and make it all work and really bring us together in a way where we can avoid the censorship, but at the same time change the world, talk about edgy stuff, love each other in positive ways, and, you know, get off the platforms of AI data mining and all those things. So, again, talking too much here. I should just go away. So I'm going to say, yeah, become a mycelium, right? Help. It's actually a battle constantly under the ground, but Whatever. Okay, so thank you. Love you. Aloha. I'm going to drop this curtain. Shoots. See you next week. Aloha. Bye now.